Welcome back. Tim Jemal is here today with the South Orange County Community College District. Nice to have you.
It's great to be back here.
Yeah, it's a start of the holiday season, and really, I think we've talked about this before, and not too long from now, a lot of the students will be looking at the spring semesters already, right?
Well, in fact, we're going to be talking about that because the registration's already begun. Yeah,
it's hard to believe. And you've brought along some slides here. We're going to talk about that, of course, and I looked ahead, and we have your technology center moving along here.
Right.
So you've been here, Area 7, and we've talked about this before that a lot of people may not realize, but just like the supervisors of Orange County, with the College Board, you represent different districts, right?
We do. We represent areas, but the voting is district-wide. So for example, I represent my area is Mission Viejo and Rancho Santa Margarita, and that's how they segment out the 7 trustees. But the entire district, which spans from Tustin down to San Clemente, votes in all trustee races.
Okay.
So
now, what does that really mean? If like I live in RSM, if I needed help, I'd call you. Or
well, really, it's honestly.
Or you work directly with the high schools in that area.
Well, it's a built-in safe. Well, I mean, it's a built-in safeguard to assure that I don't. Like a trustee doesn't favor one area over another because we need all of, everyone votes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if someone has, we get contacted by people across the district all the time, and sometimes they're from Mission Viejo or Rancho, but sometimes they're from Tustin or Laguna Woods.
Okay.
And we're equally responsive, or we're supposed to be.
Yeah. All right. So we saw there at the bottom that you also have a public relations firm that you do. And like all the other, most of the board throughout their career with the board has worked other jobs. Some of them don't.
Right,
anymore.
it's a mix. It's a mixture right now. Some are retired. Some have done various volunteer activities. Some work full time. Some still work full time.
Yeah, and some are instructors now and then. And
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We just talked about this, and it's hard to believe. 2015. Wow. We're getting close.
And the schedule is now available for the Emeritus Institute. Student registration appointments started this week on Monday.
Wow. That's
so
amazing.
If you're interested, reach out to Saddleback and Irvine Valley College and get your seek your classes that you want. I mean, lifelong learning is so much a part of our fabric of both of our colleges, and as you know, I mean, obviously this community here is a big participant in lifelong learning.
Yeah, they are, and when you talk about the other school as well, IVC, some of the people here who can get around a little bit more, they can take emeritus classes just like people come from the outside, so to speak, here to take some. They can go somewhere else and take them as well. If there's a certain class that really interests them, right, maybe up in Irvine or somewhere, they can do that.
And we say up in Irvine, that's...
Yeah, it's not like it's that far, but...
I understand.
Yeah, but they're great classes, and it's really impressive what is done by a lot of the students here.
And there are a lot of students that take courses multiple times. Pottery, sculpting, photography, and they're continuously building on what they've learned in the previous section that they took.
Yeah, we just had some people on that from our craft show that comes up this weekend called the Bonanza that have taken some of these classes, and the artwork is what you would find down in a fine studio in Laguna Beach.
I agree.
Just
especially for those that, like me, that are not have expertise. With the naked eye, it's hard to tell the difference. And probably there is almost no difference. Yeah, it was really impressive. All right, the solar decathlon at IVC is going on. Yeah, this is fantastic. So the U.S. Department of Energy sponsors this competition with collegiate students to encourage them to design, build, and operate a solar-operated house. And IVC,
cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And in fact, I've recently installed solar panels in my home in Mission Viejo.
Yeah.
And I've immediately seen the benefits.
Oh, you did?
Financially.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great.
They're real and tangible, and there's so much sunlight here in California. It makes sense, but this is a national competition hosted by IVC to challenge collegiate students to design, build, and operate solar operated houses that will go for the next year. They have to design, build it, and operate, and then the competition is next October, October 2015. So
that is really neat.
It's really neat. And so there are students from UCI, Saddleback, and Chapman are the team here, and IVC, UCI, Saddleback, Chapman University are one team here, and they're going to compete against colleges across the country.
So this is an actual like small home that they're going to build, and show all the efficiencies that can be done. And will it be open once it's done, like open for the public to come by and see what? That is great. I think that's wonderful.
It is wonderful, and we're very thankful they've chosen IVC as the host, and hopefully our team will do well. I expect them to do well.
That's great. Yeah, that's.
And so they've broken up the team into different team functions: designing, building, operating. I believe the team from UCI is going to take the lead on the design element. But anyway, they're going to be all working together.
Very good. Well, we'll get updates on this as it goes forward. And of course, you folks do this every year, your Thanksgiving food drive.
Yeah, it's hard to believe Thanksgiving's coming up, and the focus this year, as I think in most years in the past, on our veterans to make sure that they have what they need in this period, where we're all very thankful.
Where will these food drives? You have to, if people want to participate, go to the college. Do you know if they'll
I believe
be
most,
here?
all of the collection is going to be taking place at the two colleges.
Okay.
So if you're there, hopefully we have some good signage and you can contribute to the food drive. And it goes towards the veterans and our student veterans, and we have veterans at both Saddleback and
yes, you do.
College.
Yeah, you're both. You have a big program for vets.
And in IVC there's a veteran center.
Yes, there
specifically.
Is. And what's the Economic Coalition?
So the South Orange. Well, I don't think this is about, but the South Orange. There's a little bit more to this slide, but South Orange County Economic Coalition is something that an organization that was founded a few years ago that's really designed to promote economic development in South Orange County. So growth, industry, promotion of employment, and connecting the private sector with entities like Saddleback College to help further and advance careers.
Good.
And to promote growth in the region. And I think what this is about is Saddleback College has recently released a new economic and workforce development plan. And what that means is really what's happening across the country and also here in California is that there's a big drive federally and in the state to connect what the colleges are doing to career pathways. So we want to assure what we're doing at the college level is leading to careers that offer sustainable employment and wages that can allow for a good quality of life. And so that what this was last 2 weeks ago, our Dean of Economic and Workforce Development at Saddleback College presented the Saddleback Plan to this coalition, which comprised of mainly private sector business leaders from across South Orange County.
That's great. I know I forget who was on last month from South Orange County Community College District. Might have been David Lang, but one of the things we talked about was the importance, as well as maybe people may not be going into chemistry and tech like that, but what used to be called the trades.
Right, vocational training.
Vocational training that in many cases can lead to very successful and lucrative careers, even to the point that someone may end up owning their own business, whether it might be an auto tech or whatever it might be.
Yeah, and of course, and I think the idea is to help. So they're calling this pathways. So you identify a student that's pursuing a career in a certain industry segment, and then the idea is to help connect them to employment post-education.
That's really good.
And right now, there's a new vernacular. It's called career and technical education. They used to be called the trades. Now they call it CTE. No one knows what these these acronyms mean, but that's the direction it's going in. And there's actually $500 million from the state that's going towards what are called career pathways, and most of this money is going to consortiums of colleges and universities and the private sector.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. And this is the I keep calling it the Tech College, but it's really Advanced Technology and Education
I kind of like that
Park.
name.
That's just.
We're thinking about a new branding of the college, so maybe we'll take you up on that.
Yes. Well, thank you.
The Tech College.
The Tech
TC.
College. But this is a great map, and a lot of people know where this is. But if you don't, this is the old the Marine base, the helicopter.
The old
base.
the old Tustin Marine base.
Yeah.
And so the idea is this is a work. Just segueing from what we just spoke about. I mean, this is supposed to be the workforce development campus in Orange County, where we partner with various segments of industry, the technology industry, the healthcare industry, photonics, advanced manufacturing, and build out a college that has programs and education and training that leads them to these careers.
Yeah.
And it's a really exciting opportunity, and we're finally now in a position through a series of land swaps with the city of Tustin to make the campus more contiguous to now move forward and build out a program. In fact, our board just approved to construct a 30,000-foot building on the campus.
Great.
That's going to be focused on the digital media, energy, photonics, those sectors.
And you can see, if you're looking on the screen here, looking at the map here, this is Jamboree over here, and I think is this Red Hill?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
And then, of course, right here is where the build out is happening, where the college will be, portion of it is already there. And I think it's wonderful.
It's exciting.
It is.
It's really exciting. So if we can, what we're obviously we've just approved the new building, 30,000 square foot building. And now we are engaging in outreach to the private sector to get them connected to what they're doing with employers, because we do have the opportunity to have employers on campus there through in ground leases and other types of partnerships. So we're in that process right now, and I think it's very exciting for the county.
It is. I think to me, what you folks are really doing here is many individuals may not be able to afford going to Cal Poly, which we all know is the big tech college, and this is a great, or they may not want to live up there or drive up there every day. This is an alternative for them that I'm sure eventually will be competing head to head with the other tech colleges.
Well, we promote all of our sister colleges and universities, but I think there is a real niche, a real opportunity here.
Yeah.
Because what we hear now from many employers, and you see the data that said there's a skills gap. We talk to employers and say we can't find the employees we need for the jobs that we have. And so this is supposed to drill down in a real laser-like manner to find out those sectors and those jobs that are promising over the next 5, 10, and 15 years, and to build out these programs that can be flexible, right? Because one of the challenges in higher education, all elements of education, is that, one, it takes too long to get things approved. Yeah. Secondly, you need to be flexible, because as industry is dynamic, there's a lot of technology in this studio. Yeah. There are designing and education that goes into all the technology, and you have to be flexible as a college to adapt your programs to what's happening in the private sector. Obviously, it's education and it's a publicly funded, but it doesn't mean that we can't ignore what's happening in the real world. Yeah, it's not like when you and I were in high school and then college and things like that, where you would learn something and everyone kind of knew, well, we know it's going to be this way for the next 10 years, so we're not really worried. It's basically, this is how it is for the next 6 months anyway. Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, and of course, the great fine arts programs you have at both colleges and performances. And I think that, I'm hopeful that your residents take advantage of the opportunities we have at Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College. There's a concert coming up, a Thanksgiving concert. I'm definitely going to try to make that college. I mean, that concert. Yeah. And there's free admission. Can't beat the price. I've said this before. Yeah. It's the best bargain in Orange County. We love our performing arts centers at Segerstrom and Costa Mesa, which we attend as frequently as we can. But it's hard to beat right in your back door. Yeah. And the facilities are excellent, so please take advantage of it. I think we're going to actually go down there and do a segment at McKinney Theater. And I think this concert's actually going to have students from Saddleback. Good. Who are performing. Great. And as a father who has a daughter who plays the violin, I mean, it's really exciting, inspiring to see the students perform. Very good.
And IVC, of course, has their own performances.
And there's a dance, I think what they're trying to tell you, there's a dance ensemble.
Yes, exactly.
This, in a couple weeks at the Performing Arts Center at Irvine Valley College. Parking is really easy. The access there is great. It's flat. It's a really wonderful place to see a concert and see some high-level dancing take place.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, as we said, it's really not that far away, just up there off Jeffrey there.
Have you been?
I've been by the college. I've never been to a performance there, but yeah, I know.
Should check out one.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, maybe go down to McKinney here. Well, again, you know, between the emeritus programs and even those who maybe want to go to Saddleback to take a class, but all the other things that are going on there, the vocational training and how you're doing the partnership with businesses. It's a wonderful resource, it really is.
And we're adapting all the time as well. There's lots of exciting things taking place at both campuses, and you know, we're always open to input from the community and ideas. And I know I get emails all the time and phone calls from people that want to suggest changes, or you know, and we listen. That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Tim, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And we'll probably see you next year, because I think the next couple times we'll have somebody else on.
Right.
So
I guess that's okay.
Yeah. Have a good holiday.
You too.
All right. Take care.
Thanks again.
We'll be right back.